Our Skills for Talent work focuses on an employer-driven strategy, recognizing that for high-risk young adults to be an answer in the national skills gap, we must create a complete system change. Our strategy uses data to show employers a new way to hire based on skills and not just degrees. What you see here is a chart we used to show Intel New Mexico that if they opened up jobs based not only on degrees but also skill levels, it could triple their hiring pool and provide opportunities for job seekers that had been previously shut out. We have also been able to show through our research that approximately 33% of our identified high-risk young adults in New Mexico actually have the skills equivalent to college graduates, a pool of candidates that employers across the state didn't know existed before our work, but have now opened the door to these candidates. Through Dr. Mayo's combing of hundreds of research publications and data, we can validate that cognitive skills, measured by our assessments, are actually 5 times more predictive than hiring by just education level. How is this possible? Degrees are a reflection of content knowledge, whereas cognitive skill scores are a reflection of the ability to think critically and to perform successfully on the job. The initial assessment we've selected for our Skills to Talent system is Work Keys, developed by ACT. This cognitive skills assessment is nationally recognized in measuring core workplace skills and skills necessary across almost 95% of all jobs in the U.S. Through our Skills for Talent model, we can match the employer's job profile to the job seeker's skill score and create not only ROI to the employer, but also open up doors to the previously invisible job seeker. Our system's unified language is skill scores. The value of this language is that it can be used across the entire ecosystem: employers, community colleges, the Department of Labor, and our communities. Our Skills for Talent work has increased transparency in the hiring process and created a valid tool for measuring skills. And our employers believe in the work.
So I have 2 guys. I have one guy who we'll call Sam, and he looked great on paper. And then I had another guy named Carl. Carl, he had a degree, but he had a felony for trafficking cocaine. So to be honest, before I would have been kind of like, I'm not sure. He served his time. And this is where James and I were talking about that it makes you kind of look at a second look, because we got his test scores back and they were so high, and we really sat down, we gave him a trial period. He has been our best employee that we've hired since we started Work Keys.
And just looking at the gleam in their eyes when they come up and say, so what does a 7 in reading mean? And they were a high school dropout. Because the other thing that we did, as we were using on a lot of these jobs, we had this artificial barrier, we call that as a high school requirement. And the only reason why we had it there, because we had nothing else to put there. Work Keys allowed us to put something else there. We're dropping that high school requirement on some of these jobs to get all those people that we missed in the past.
Where Work Keys has helped me as an HR person is to actually even be able to look past some of that stuff and to look at, okay, well, maybe he wouldn't fit here, but he does meet these criteria, and he scored a 6 in locating information. He's got something going on.
Thanks to our funding from the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, we have worked with key partners across New Mexico and the U.S. to create a closed-loop system that includes skills-based hiring, skill development, and the creation of skill-ready communities. 2013 will significantly scale our work with employers both in New Mexico and the U.S. And communities are becoming empowered as well. Our first skill-ready community in southern New Mexico created their own logo. The Las Cruces Chamber of Commerce and its partners are working to get 500 employers across the region to post this sticker on their businesses, opening up the door for employment to the many job seekers shut out before. At the beginning, we believed that the most challenging part of our work was going to be convincing employers to change their hiring practice to adopt a skills-based approach. That has actually been the easiest part of our work. We have established employer partners across the state. They are looking at new ways to find qualified candidates, even in a time of high unemployment, and wanting to give back to their communities as well. Finally, one of the most valuable pieces is finding that employers will work with us to define more clearly marked pathways for high-risk young adults. Our work first identifies if there is a skills gap and then directs that young adult to our Skill Up partners to give them the resources they need using self-paced online courses, class time, and hands-on wraparound services. For example, the City of Albuquerque provides a free Skill Up account to anyone who doesn't get the scores they need to apply for the job they posted. For those job seekers, we have established a partnership between the city and Central New Mexico Community College to provide free Skill Up services and many other services, including transportation, housing, achievement coaches, and career counseling support.
And I just think that disconnected youth are missing that element of just support, and that's why this initiative is just awesome, because it's trying to fill in that gap a little bit. It's trying to push those re-engaging youth in the right direction.